Hello, Murray Campbell here for my Sprint 3 showcase. This week was all about um, sorting out the centipede, getting it to move and work, and actually like refactoring my previous terrible code into something workable and more object-oriented. So I began by spending a few days ironing out the traffic cop system that I had come up with in class, and um, eventually I got to a point where I had a separate, like, my traffic cops were specific moves. So I had a class for every type and direction of movement that the centipede could go through. So I had like a move left traffic cop, or move left controller. I had a move right controller, like a turn left controller, a turn right controller, um, and then eventually, it got out of hand, and I ended up having a bunch of these controllers, and it was really hard to um, kind of like it was really hard to wrap my head around the whole system, which made making changes really difficult. And I was getting stuck on some just like basic C inheritance things, and it just like it all got too much. And so I was like, okay, like I need to restructure this. I need to reconsider what I'm doing here. So I was talking with with John Grote about this, and he and I both have like been talking throughout this, and he took a similar approach in that the centipede is going to basically like make a move, and then when it finishes its move, it's going to make a decision, and that decision only happens once, and then that defines what happens the next time it moves. So we had that same structure. I went through the traffic cop system, but he essentially had a system that was like my traffic cop system, but more consolidated into one controller, just like one class that handled the decision making for the centipede. And after my issues with the traffic cop and everything, I was incredibly lost and had a good come to Jesus moment, and decided to try and work all my different behaviors into one script, into one class. So I started consolidating all of the different movements, putting things together, and ended up with a brand new centipede controller class that basically handles everything, including the time. So it'll like handle its movement. When the timer gets to a certain point, it'll make a decision on where to go, and reset the timer and continue on. So it calls this function called next move, and in here there's a few ifs to check what it's doing. I have an enum in here, an enumerator that basically enumeration or whatever, for directional stuff, and this is held in an integer, in two integers called x and y direction. And at the end of each turn, it'll like determine if it needs to change its direction, and then call this update positions with like a final x and y on the grid that it needs to go to, and it'll update all of those positions, reset certain, like it'll set the position of the centipede, do all of that good stuff, and get itself set up for the next move. So that's how that works, and this is basically all of the logic of those 8 classes or whatever, consolidated into one for now, which works, and it's fine. So I'm just going to show that off. Actually, wait, I need to show one more thing, is that I have also this week implemented multiple centipedes. I have gotten I can spawn as many centipedes as I like, as many centipede body parts as I like, in here. Things got weird when I tried to do collision with them, and I'm still kind of ironing out that system. Um, and with inherited classes, because I have a centipede head and a centipede body class, with inherited classes, collision is weird. I think that was something that we talked about in class at some point. I can't remember. Either that or I'm just like making a silly mistake and just need to fix it. So I have this function that is recursive and will like basically it takes in a number like an integer and will go through the function and spawn centipede bodies along the grid until it runs out, and then does all of that stuff. I have this like doubly linked list sort of system, so it'll each centipede part has and it's like each segment has a reference to the next centipede up, the next body part up, and the next segment back. So that's how that works, and I can use that to do some fun stuff with updating the centipede when collision happens, but that happens once I figure out collision. So that's all of that for now. Those are the main things from this week. There are a few small tweaks that I made. And